Hello everyone and welcome to the FishroomWA. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a step-by-step guide on how to breed blue eyes. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I breed 3 different types of blue eyes at the moment. I breed the spotted blue eyes, which are in this tank. This is going to be where we're going to be picking and hatching the eggs from today. I also breed 2 different other species. I breed the red neon blue eyes and the fricata blue eyes. So when you are breeding blue eyes, you need to have, of course, a fish tank with breeding every other fish. So I recommend about 50 to 60 liters of water to properly breed them. You also, of course, have a sponge filter, a heater. These guys like to sit, well, I've bred them from anywhere from 24 to around 28 degrees, so they're not too picky, but they definitely do need a heater when you're keeping them. Another key piece of equipment when breeding them is, of course, the spawning mop. So this is where they're going to lay the eggs. This is a really important part to breeding them. So this is where they're going to be laying their eggs, and this is where they're going to be picking the eggs from. So I'll show that to you now. Okay, so the first step in breeding blue eyes is, of course, going to be picking the spawning mop, so getting your eggs. So I'll just go ahead. So yeah, every morning these guys, oh, there are the shrimp. Every morning these guys like to go and lay eggs in the spawning mop. When you are picking your spawning mop, sorry for the grammar, you want to make sure that you don't pick the eggs too early, because if the lights turn on, you give them like a couple of minutes and you pick the spawning mop, they won't actually have time to have spawned in the spawning mop. They need a good 2 to 3 hours to completely finish their breeding. So my lights come on at around 8, and I give them around till probably 10 to 11 to pick the spawning mop. And I found that's where I get the best amount of eggs from. So, of course, straight away we've already got our first egg. You might not be able to see it right in the middle of my hands. There, so that's what their eggs look like. So this is a spotted blue eye egg. These guys are on the smaller range of the blue eyes, so their eggs are a lot smaller and more fragile. You just want to get a little container of water to put your eggs in. So yeah, you just go ahead and gently remove the egg. So that's it there. So I found this particular species, so the spotted, they lay anywhere from, I think I've had 20 from 1 female in the morning. So that's quite a lot. While like other species like the red neon blue eyes, from 3 females, I've only got like 9 to 10 eggs. So these guys are definitely one of the most prolific breeders, as well as the fork-tailed blue eyes. These guys do also lay a ton. Yeah, so you just want to go through your spawning mop and you just want to pick out your eggs. And you want to make sure that when you are picking the eggs, that you don't pick any infertile eggs. So infertile eggs will have like a opaque white, the eggs will kind of look opaque and whitish. So you want to make sure that you don't pick those, because those will fungus your good eggs. Let's see if I can find a good example, but this pair is decent at fertilizing. And this is a good look. So this egg has started to turn and started to hatch, so you can see it's got that kind of black tint to it. So that means that egg's getting close to hatching. So that's how you know when your eggs are about to hatch. They'll turn like a blacky color, and you'll be able to see the fry's eye in the egg. And another thing, when you are picking these eggs and once you pick the eggs, I'll show you once I'm done with this, you put them into a tank. You want to make sure that when you're picking the eggs, you only pick the eggs and put the eggs into a tank for around 10 days. So for 10 days, every morning, get up, pick the spawning mob, put the eggs in the tank. Because I found if you keep repetitively putting eggs in the tank after 10 days, the first batch of eggs that you put in the tank will hatch, and those fry will actually predate on the newer eggs. So I think that's all for this morning. No, one more. Okay. And then you just put your spawning mop back in the tank for the parent to spawn in tomorrow morning. And yeah, so this is our batch of eggs. So I've got around 9 eggs. That's pretty decent for these guys because it's only one female. So now you want to put these eggs into their hatching tank. So yeah, I'll show you that process. Okay, so now it's time to put your eggs into their hatching and rearing tank. So at the moment, I'm actually pretty full and I've produced probably way too many blue eyes. So all my hatching tanks have fry in them, so these eggs won't be able to go into them. I'll show you those tanks later. But for now, I'm just gonna be putting them in this tank. So this is just my low boy tank, but when you are putting blue eye eggs in a tank, you want to make sure that it doesn't need to look like this. You want to make sure there's no fish in the tank, no shrimp, no snails. You don't need any decor, no hardscape. You probably want a couple of plants. But yeah, none of this is needed. You technically just need a bare bottom tank and a couple of small like Java ferns or foxtail. And yeah, you just go ahead, nothing fancy. You literally just pour the eggs in. Just make sure that you get them all out. Yeah, and that's the process of breeding them. They're really easy fish to breed. They don't take that much effort. Yeah, and then hatching them here, they'll probably hatch out in about 2 to 3 weeks, and then that's when I'll just start feeding them some powdered food, and then probably a couple of days later they'll move on to baby brine shrimp. So yeah, that's the process of breeding blue eyes. I'll quickly show you the proper rearing tanks I use, and then yeah. Okay, so these are the rearing tanks I use for hatching blue eye fry. So yeah, you'll be able to see in this tank, I have some recently hatched fry. You'll be able to see them darting around in there. So this is what your setup wants to look like for hatching blue eye fry. A little bit of foxtail at the top for filtration for the plants, sponge filter in the back for aeration, of course your heater, bare bottom. And yeah, I keep this tank around 25 to 26 degrees Celsius, and I found I have good success hatching the fry then. So yeah, that's technically all you need for breeding, hatching and raising blue eye fry, and I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below, and yeah, like and subscribe. Okay, so this isn't about breeding blue eyes, but I thought it'd be a funny thing to show. So whilst I was filming, my dog Ruby, you can see her face there, decided that she'll go dig up a garden bed outside. You can see how guilty she looks. So she is hiding her black paws, and you can see the dirt on the ground. She has completely destroyed this garden bed. Yeah, she gets a little bit bored when I video because, I don't give her attention, she doesn't get pats, so she goes and does something naughty like this. I have to clean that up later.